Alright, settle in, because we need to talk about Snow White 2025. You know, that familiar tale, the one that practically carved the blueprint for animated princesses and evil queens in our collective consciousness. Disney's first animated feature, a cornerstone of cinema, now reimagined for a new generation. The whispers, the casting news, the debates, they've been swirling for ages. And now, finally, it's here. So, did it cast a spell, or did the magic just fizzle? Let's get one thing straight from the outset. Approaching a live-action remake of such an iconic, almost sacred piece of cinematic history is a tightrope walk over a chasm of expectations. Every brushstroke of the original is etched into our minds. The chirping birds, the poisoned apple, the 7 quirky companions, the true love's kiss. These aren't just plot points, they're nostalgic touchstones. Marc Webb, known for his ability to blend heart with spectacle, think the Amazing Spider-Man and 500 Days of Summer, steps into this challenging director's chair, promising a fresh perspective while honoring the legacy. It's a daunting task, like repainting the Mona Lisa. You're guaranteed to invite scrutiny, praise, and inevitably, a fair share of passionate criticism. From the opening shot, there's an immediate sense of grandeur. The camera sweeps over lush, emerald forests, and introduces a kingdom steeped in the kind of storybook charm we crave. The production design, I must say, is nothing short of breathtaking. The sets are meticulously crafted, from the intricate Gothic architecture of the Queen's Castle, a character in itself, foreboding and cold, to the charmingly rustic, lived-in feel of the dwarf's cottage, which feels like it sprung directly from a classic illustration. Every detail, every prop, every fabric choice screams fairy tale brought to life. This isn't just a backdrop, it's a world you feel you can step into, touch, and breathe. The sheer scale and artistry poured into creating this visual tapestry are commendable, setting a high bar for the immersive experience. And then there's Snow White herself, portrayed by the effervescent Rachel Zegler. From the moment she graces the screen, her presence is undeniable. Zegler embodies Snow White with a delicate balance of classic innocence and a subtle, burgeoning resilience that feels very much of our time. Her singing, as expected, is nothing short of angelic. The new musical numbers, crafted with care to fit into the existing narrative while adding a contemporary lyrical sensibility, allow her soaring vocals to truly shine. There's a particular new song, nestled within her time in the forest, that truly captures her loneliness and eventual hope, delivered with such heartfelt earnestness that it genuinely brought a lump to my throat. It's not just a beautiful voice, it's a voice that conveys emotion, that tells a story in every note. Her Snow White isn't merely a passive damsel. She's a young woman finding her voice, both literally and figuratively. And her journey feels more active, more self-determined, which is a welcome evolution for the character. You feel her fear, her kindness, and her growing strength, making her a protagonist you genuinely root for. But what's a fairy tale without its villain? Gal Gadot steps into the formidable shoes of the evil queen, and oh, what a presence she is. Forget your preconceived notions of one-dimensional wickedness. Gadot's queen is a creature of simmering envy and desperate vanity. Her beauty a fragile mask over an abyss of insecurity. Her scenes are charged with an almost tangible tension, and her delivery of classic lines, particularly those infamous mirror queries, is chillingly effective. She doesn't just snarl, she glares with an intensity that promises swift, merciless retribution. Her descent into obsession, propelled by the mirror's blunt truths, is portrayed with a fascinating, almost tragic depth. While undeniably evil, Gadot manages to inject a sliver of human frailty into the Queen, reminding us that even the darkest hearts are often driven by profound, twisted insecurities. It's a performance that will undoubtedly spark conversation, adding layers to a character that could easily devolve into pure caricature. The costuming, too, plays a pivotal role in her portrayal, each gown a masterpiece of dark elegance, reflecting her power and her internal turmoil. Now, for the companions. Without giving too much away regarding their reimagining, let's just say that the core spirit of the 7 companions remains intact, albeit with some thoughtful adjustments that align with the film's modernized sensibilities. Their individual personalities, while perhaps not as overtly exaggerated as in the animated classic, are still distinct and endearing, providing both comic relief and genuine moments of warmth and loyalty. The visual effects bringing them to life are impressive, seamlessly integrating them into the live-action world without feeling artificial or out of place. Their dynamic with Snow White feels genuine, a surrogate family forged in adversity, offering her protection, friendship, and a much-needed sense of belonging. The humor they bring is organic, arising from their diverse personalities and interactions, rather than forced slapstick. The cinematography, too, deserves a special mention. It's lush and atmospheric, shifting effortlessly from the sun-dappled wonder of the forest to the stark, shadowy confines of the castle. The use of natural light, combined with exquisitely designed set pieces, creates a visual feast. There's a certain painterly quality to many shots, evoking the classic illustrations of fairy tales while maintaining a modern cinematic polish. The scenes in the magical forest, for instance, are particularly enchanting, filled with an almost ethereal glow that makes you believe in the impossible. Conversely, the Queen's lair is shrouded in perpetual twilight, reflecting her bleak and isolated existence. This visual storytelling enhances the narrative, pulling you deeper into the emotional landscape of the characters and their world. The score, interwoven with the new and classic songs, is another standout element. It's sweeping and orchestral, swelling with emotion during moments of peril, and softening into tender melodies during scenes of quiet reflection. It never overwhelms the visuals or performances, but rather elevates them, adding an essential layer of emotional resonance. The musical transitions are smooth, guiding the audience through the emotional arc of the story with graceful precision. The balance between traditional orchestral elements and subtle contemporary flourishes in the score ensures that it feels both timeless and fresh, perfectly complementing the film's overall aesthetic. However, no film is without its nuances, and Snow White 2025 is no exception. While the updates to Snow White's character are largely successful, there are moments where the film leans a little too heavily into overt messaging, occasionally pulling you out of the immersive fairy tale experience. It's a delicate tightrope between updating a story for a new audience and allowing the themes to emerge naturally. Sometimes, the film feels compelled to tell you what it's about rather than showing you, which can be a minor stumble in an otherwise graceful dance. The pacing, while generally good, has a few segments in the middle where it feels a touch elongated, particularly during some of Snow White's initial adjustments to her new life. While these scenes are important for character development, a slightly tighter edit might have maintained a more consistent momentum. Yet, these are minor quibbles in what is largely a compelling retelling. The heart of Snow White, its timeless themes of inner beauty triumphing over vanity, the insidious nature of jealousy, the power of kindness, and the enduring strength found in connection, remains vibrantly intact. In fact, these themes feel even more relevant and poignant in this iteration. Snow White's journey isn't just about escaping an evil stepmother. It's about discovering her own agency and resilience, about recognizing her worth beyond surface-level beauty. The film gently, yet firmly, reminds us that true strength comes from within, from compassion, and from the bonds we forge. The magic in Snow White 2025 lies not just in its stunning visuals or its impressive performances, but in its ability to take a story we know by heart and make it feel both familiar and refreshingly new. It's a testament to the enduring power of fairy tales and their capacity for reinvention. Marc Webb has delivered a film that respects its origins while daring to evolve, adding depth and contemporary resonance without sacrificing the essential charm and wonder that made the original so beloved. Ultimately, Snow White 2025 is a visually sumptuous, emotionally resonant, and thoughtfully reimagined fairy tale. It's a film that aims to delight both longtime fans and introduce a new generation to this classic narrative, and largely it succeeds. Rachel Zegler is a radiant Snow White, embodying the character with grace and newfound strength, while Gadot crafts a queen that is both terrifying and tragically human. The film stands as a beautiful, grand spectacle, a testament to the enduring allure of a tale that continues to remind us that kindness is indeed the fairest thing of all. If you're looking for a cinematic escape that combines nostalgic magic with modern sensibilities, this Snow White is certainly worth the journey into the enchanted forest. It might not be a flawless diamond, but it sparkles with enough brilliance to earn its place in the fairy tale canon. Go see it. Let the spell wash over you,